Hello my darlings, I'm TwisTay and today I'm going to be talking to you about two movies from James Wan. One is an original and one is a sequel, and I'm going to be telling you which is better than the other. Here are my thoughts on Insidious 1 and Insidious Chapter 2. Now, Insidious 1 is about a family that moves into a brand new house, and the oldest child, his name is Dalton, he goes up into the attic and he bangs his head. And the next day he cannot wake up. But the doctors tell him that he is not in a coma. It is something different. And when they bring him back home 3 months later, strange things start to happen in the house, aka evil spirits. Insidious Chapter 2 has to do with the family once more. It's basically the same actors, but then one extra special person pops in. They believe that they had defeated the evil, but it actually comes back in full swing, and it just proves that you cannot beat evil spirits that easily. Now, I seen the first Insidious movie back in theaters around 2010, and I actually own it on DVDs. So, of course, this is one of my absolute favorite horror films. But I must say that Insidious Chapter 2 is a decent sequel. Alright darlings, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different for my what it has and what it has not. I'm going to tell you what each movie has, and I will tell you one thing from each movie. Now, Insidious, the first movie, has a total of 4 horror cliches. Insidious 2 has a total of 5 horror cliches. They each contain a couple of horror cliches that are similar. That doors open up by themselves, things start moving around the house that shouldn't be moved. However, I will mention one more horror cliche that Insidious 2 does, and that is when the group goes to abandoned hospital and an abandoned house in the middle of the night with using only flashlights. I know they're just trying to stay away from security, but that is an overplayed horror cliche. Total eerie moments for Insidious 1. 11. One eerie moment that I will mention in the Insidious movie is when the mother Renee is about to change Dalton's bed sheets that he has been sleeping on for quite a few weeks. When she unravels it, she sees that there is what appears to be a blood mark on his ankle, but there's no cut. And then when she unwrinkles the sheet, she sees that there is a bloody hand mark, and the fingers are very elongated, so that senses danger. For Insidious Chapter 2, there is only 8 eerie moments. There's a baby toy stroller, and it has lights and it has music. It starts moving on its own when nobody else is around the house except for Renee, and the noise that it makes, it kind of sounds like the toy, but then it starts to go really slowly, and it's creepy. It just sends a tone for that entire scene, and it just keeps building it and building it. Total amount of suspense moments for both Insidious 1 and Insidious 2. They both have 5. And both of these moments have to do with Renee hearing somebody else, in the youngest child, she's a baby, in her nursery. The first movie, you hear it on the baby monitor, and you hear a man talking to the baby, and he's threatening the baby, and it's terrifying. But in the second movie, you hear a woman, the door to the nursery is locked, and you suddenly hear the woman screaming, "Dude, you cannot behave that way, you are a girl, and she slaps. There's a slapping noise, and we don't know to this day if she actually slapped the baby or if she slapped something else, but that just sends like a chill down your spine, thinking for both times it's, oh my goodness, the baby is in danger. The baby is in danger. The mom needs to get in there ASAP. Come on, get up, run. Total amount of jump scares for each movie. They both have 13 jump scares, but here is a comparison. Insidious 1 has more good jump scares than bad, and Insidious 2 has more bad jump scares than good. Now let me tell you one of the good jump scares that was in Insidious 1. When Josh's mother is talking about her dream and about this man that she had seen with a red face and he was saying that he wanted to take Dalton. When she was done with her story, you hear this crackling noise, a light crackling, and then when you look in her eyesight, there he is, the scary demon flaming guy in the background, and it's just for a split second. But with that jump scare, you were able to determine that, yeah, that's the bad guy, and he is dangerous, so stay away from him, and you need to get Dalton away from him. Here is an example of a bad jump scare from Insidious 2. When the paranormal investigators, when they are searching through the abandoned house, they go into this room that appears to belong to a little girl. When they're looking at the bed, suddenly you see a child from behind them with the loud booming noise and shouting, "Get out of my room!" And you turn around and it's just really, it's ridiculous. For Insidious 1, I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 stars because of the acting, the mean of suspense, the tension buildup, and of course, we all cannot forget the Tiny Tim scene where the demon is sharpening his claws to Tiny Tim's song, "Tiptoe Through the Window." I will never be able to hear that song the same way ever again. So for my rating for Insidious 2, 2.5 out of 5 stars, because in my opinion it is a decent horror sequel, but it's completely unnecessary. It's tying up loose ends that don't even need to be tied up. Like, you learn about the history of the Black Bride, you learn about how Josh is able to go into the further like his son Dalton is and when it all started. Honestly, if we had just kept to the first movie, I think we would have been absolutely fine. And another thing that killed the Insidious 2 movie for me, I'm gonna tell you this, it's a slight spoiler if you have not seen it. Too bad. In Insidious 2, when Josh is in the further and Elise is in the further with him, turns out that they time travel. So they go back to scenes that were from the first movie that did not make any sense, which in my opinion, it didn't matter. The less that you knew about it, the better. And then they also go back to when Josh was a child and they realize that Josh was talking to, as a child, he was talking to himself and telling him where to go and where the operation was that was trying to destroy him. In all honesty, Insidious 2 is not that memorable. It's not even worth bothering to go and see. Please just skip it. Just stick to Insidious 1. So have you guys seen Insidious 1 or Insidious 2? What do you think about it? Do you think that sequels to horror movies are actually a plus? And if so, which horror sequel have you seen that is above decent? Please write your comments below and we will have a discussion about that. Do you have a horror movie that you would like for me to review, old or new, or even a foreign movie? Please write them down below and I will get to them as soon as I possibly can. If you liked what you've seen, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more, please hit the subscribe button. So, until next time, my loves.